अगर मैं कहीं स्लो हो जाता हूँ या रुक जाता हूँ तो आप थोड़ी देर वेट कर लिया करें, क्योंकि कंप्यूटर पे सॉल्व करते हुए बहुत सारी चीज़ों को देखना पड़ता है। नाउ टुडेज लेसन इज कंटिन्यूड रेशो। First of all, I tell you the meaning of ratio. Ratio is the comparison between two quantities. It is the comparison between two quantities. दो चीज़ों के दरमियान जब हम मुकाबला करते हैं तो उन्हें रेशो कहते हैं. For example, if ratio between two people is, let us suppose there are two people, two men, A and B. If between them ratio is 2:3, or let me write a simple, very simple example, ratio 1:2. It means that if A has rupees 100, then B will have rupees 200, because the ratio is 1:2. You have already learned in previous classes. Okay. Now continued ratio. Now if there are many ratios and you are comparing, then it is called continued ratio. So we will learn more with the help of an example. Example number 10. पहले मैं दो एग्जांपल्स करता हूँ, फिर उसके बाद एक्सरसाइज के क्वेश्चंस करेंगे. पेज नंबर 80, example number 10. Now we have two ratios, A ratio B is equal to 3:2, and BC ratio is equal to 2:5. Now we want to find ratio between these three objects, A, B, C. You can suppose A, B, C are persons, boys, students, things. So A ratio B ratio C, it will be continued ratio. Now we will arrange these ratios 3 and 2 in the same way. 2:5. Now you know that this 3 is for A, 2 is for B, again this 2 is for B, and C is for 5. So we will write 3 under A, 2 under B, and again this 2 under B, and 5 under C. Now the method to solve this question is that you will multiply 2 with 5, again 2 with 2, and this 2 with 3. Okay, you can put arrows like this, or you can put arrows like this. All are right. So it means that you multiply 5 with 2, it will become 10, 2 with 2, it will become 4, and 3 with 2, it will become 6. But this is not the ratio. We will simplify it to get exact ratio. Now all of these numbers can be divided by 2. So divide with 2, divide 6 with 2, we will get 3, and 2 2s are 4, 2 5s are 10. So our answer is 3 ratio 2 ratio 5. It means if A has 3, then B will have 2 and C will have 5. So ratio is the minimum number. Just wait a minute. I want to solve question number 14, but before solving this question, you should know that when a person dies, he leaves property, money, house, etc. It is divided between his wife, children, his wife, sons and daughters. So in Islam, there is a fixed ratio for the division of this amount or property. For example, wife's share, when a person dies, the wife is called widow. Her share is 1 by 8 of actual amount. It means if there are 8 shares, he will get 1 out of 8. And the remaining shares or remaining property, that is 7 by 8, 7 parts out of 8 will go to the sons and daughters. Now again, if son gets 2 rupees, then daughter will get 1 rupee. It means son will get double amount of the daughter. It means if a girl or daughter gets 25,000, then a single son will get 50,000 rupees. The share of son is double of that of the girl. It means you will remember that share of widow is 1 by 8, share of daughter and sons both have 7 by 8, and out of this 7 by 8, daughter will get 1 part and 2 parts will go to the son. Now let us solve question number 14. Now a person dies and his savings that he left, or the amount he left. जब एक आदमी फौत हो गया, उसने अपने पीछे 2,50,000 रुपए छोड़ दिए, उसकी जो बचत थी, savings. First of all, the share will go to his wife or widow. Now widow's share 1 by 8 of the amount of the saving. Now 1 by 8, instead of you will write sign of multiplication, and saving is 250,000. Now by solving, when we divide this 8 with 250,000, we get 3,131,250. So this amount will go to the widow. Now the remaining amount will go to the children. Now the total amount or saving From the savings, subtract widow's share. We get 218750 rupees. It means 218,750 rupees or 2,18,750. Now this amount will be divided into further two parts, one for daughters and the other for sons. Now because he has only, so let us see in the question how many daughters and sons he had. He has one daughter and two sons. Now we know that even if son is one, but he will get two shares, and each girl will have one share. So the total number of shares will be 4. There will be 4 shares because 2 shares will go to the son. As I have told you that 2 shares go to the son, 1 share for one daughter, 1 share for other daughter. So the total number of shares are 4. In short, we write sum of shares 2 plus 2 and we get 4. Now we will calculate share of each son and daughter. Share of each daughter. There are 2 daughters, so I write each daughter. She gets, one girl will get 1 share out of 4. Total, the sum of shares is 4 and her share is 1 out of 4, and we will multiply it with the total amount remaining after giving share of widow. This was widow's share, and after giving widow's share, this amount was remaining. So we will calculate its fourth part. You will divide 218,750 with 4, and we will get rupees 54687.5. It means 54,687. Now this is the fourth part. So one part, the same amount will go to the 2 girls or 2 daughters, and boy's share or share of son, we know that he will get double of this amount, so you can multiply it by 2. You can multiply it by 2. 109,375. This amount will go to the son, and you will write rupees also. Always write unit with the answer. So this is the share of son, and this is the share of each daughter. Now the same share can also be calculated like this, because son gets double out of 4, because he will get 2 shares out of 4. So we can write here 2 and multiply with the remaining amount. And the remaining amount was this. Two one eight seven five zero. So again we will get the same answer. So I leave here. Now I am solving question number 15, and in this question it says that a man who has property worth rupees 750,000. It means value of his property was 750,000, and his family had to pay debt. Debt, it means loan. They had to pay back loan. Worth of debt is rupees 50,000. So the remaining amount will be, we will subtract 50,000 from the actual amount, and it will be rupees 7 lakh or 700,000. Now we calculate the ratio of children. Now in this question, there are 2 sons and 1 daughter. Now again, you know that each son will get double and the girl will get single share of the total amount. Now we have to divide this amount between sons and daughters. Because 50,000 was debt or the loan, they paid back. Now you see that total shares are 4 for sons and 1 for daughter, 5. So total shares are 5. And the method to calculate is sum of shares is equal to 2 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 5, or 4 plus 1, 5. Same thing. It means 2 shares will go to the one son, this 2 will go to the other son, and this 1 will go to the daughter. So we have sum of the ratio 5. So we should write only once. Now share of each son will get 2 out of 5 shares, and the remaining amount was, let us see, 700,000. Now we will calculate by dividing 700,000 by 5 first. 5 ones are, and now I want to calculate it. It will be 140,000. Now multiply 140,000 with 2, we get 280,000 rupees. Now each son will get rupees 280,000. Now share of daughter, or daughter's share. Now again, we know that daughter gets 1 out of 5 shares, and the total amount which is to be divided is 700,000. Now again, we will cancel this 5 with this. We get 140, and now multiply it with 1. We will get rupees 140,000. So share of daughter is equal to 140,000 rupees. First of all, you must know the ratio. It is the comparison between two quantities A and B or anything else. Now continued ratio is the ratio if there are many ratios and we want to calculate, then it is called continued ratio. Now here ratio between AB and BC. In this question we used this continued ratio to find out the solution of a problem that desk and cupboard and bed has ratios, and we solved continued ratio. Now we used this continued ratio to solve questions like shares, for example. But here first you must remember that wife's share, if someone dies, then wife's share is 1 by 8, one part out of 8 in Islam, and the remaining amount goes to the son and daughters. Son will get 2 times that of daughter. Now here in this question, we applied the formula of continued ratio to solve daily life question. For example, saving of a person was 250 and widow's share came out to be 31,250. We subtracted and we had this amount 218,750. Now we will further divide into one son and two daughters. Each son gets twice of that girl. If girl has 1 rupee, then the boy will have 2 rupees. So we will multiply boy with 2 and girl with 1. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe this channel.